Hello everybody, this is Caitlin and you are watching Zombie Eats Books. I am accompanied by my 3-year-old right now because she woke up from a nap, and you know, considering that she just woke up from a nap, she's kind of tired, so I'm going to attempt to do this anyways. We'll see how it goes. First, before I show you the books that I got, I wanted to mention that I was on a podcast a few weeks ago. It's called Man vs. Model, and it's a podcast where these 3 guys, my husband included, talk about movies and basically insult each other. So it's really funny, and I was a guest, like I said, a few weeks ago, and my episode is called Madame Bovary. It's the second episode 20. There's kind of like a glitch or something, and it was supposed to be episode 21, but there are 2 episode 20s, and it's the second one called Madame Bovary. Anyway, every week, basically the guest gets to pick a movie to watch from Netflix, and then they also get to pick a top 5 list, and I picked Madame Bovary, and then I also picked my top 5 book to film adaptations. So everybody makes up their own list, everybody watches the movie, and then we all come together to discuss it. Yeah, you should give it a listen if you're interested. I will link it down below. Okay, so this first book is called Getting Mother's Body by Suzan-Lori Parks. This is an author that I really don't know much about. I think she won the Pulitzer Prize in like 2002 or something. But this particular book is about a young woman, and she gets a letter saying that her mother's body is going to be moved from the grave that it is currently in, and a supermarket is going to be built. So she wants to move it, I think, because, you know, she wants to move her mother's body, but also because there is some rumor of treasure that is buried with her mother, I guess. So, oh, spoiler. So it just sounded really interesting, and I thought I'd give it a shot. Now you can show.
Spoiler.
Okay. Okay, so as you already saw, the next book is The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton. This is magical realism, historical fiction, I think, and it's about a woman who is married to this man who's basically a stranger to her, and she is pretty lonely in this house, and her husband ends up giving her a dollhouse, and I think the dollhouse is where the magical realism comes in. These items that are made for the dollhouse tend to represent things that are going on in her life. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but it was $2, so I thought I'd give it a try. I also found The Art of War by Sun Tzu. This isn't something that I necessarily think I'm going to read entirely through. I might just kind of skim through it. I don't know if I'm really very interested in it, but I've never read it, so I thought I'd try it. And I think if I don't read it, my husband might like to try it, So I also picked up Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. I think everybody knows who this is and what the story is about. I don't have a copy of it, so when I saw it, I just picked it up. I also picked up Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. This is one about an African-American man growing up in the United States and his experiences. It sounded really good. I think I saw it on Stephanie's channel from Time to Read, and I think she really, really liked it. So when I saw it, I thought, why not? I'll give this one a shot as well. I also found a book that I've heard about before. I'm not sure on whose channel, but it's The Burning of Bridget Cleary. I almost said Beverly Cleary, which would have devastated tons of kids. But anyway, this is by Angela Bork, and it's based off of a true story, I think, or it is the true story. And it's about a young woman that goes missing in 1895 and then later turns up burned, dead, and her entire family, including her husband, goes on trial for her murder. This next one I kind of picked up for my husband. It's John Krakauer, and it's Agar Dreams. I do read John Krakauer. I think this is a collection of some of his essays. I've read Under the Banner of Heaven, which I really, really enjoyed, but I think that might have just been because of the religious angle, and I'm very interested in religion. I always like reading about it. I really should read some of his other books and see if I continue to like his writing, because I really did enjoy that book. But yeah. I also found Beloved by Toni Morrison. Beloved, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is one of Toni Morrison's most famous books. I read Sula by Toni Morrison and really enjoyed it. This one is about a young woman who escapes slavery and has to deal with the bad memories from that time in her life, and it just sounded really good. This next book I already own. It's Watership Down by Richard Adams. I read it as a kid and really enjoyed it. I do want to reread it as an adult and see what I think about it. My copy is really beat up, and I saw this really nice copy for $1, so I just thought I'd replace my copy. This next book is an Irish author, I believe, and his name is Colm Tóibín, something that I probably just butchered, but I'm not really sure what this is about. A young man, classical coming-of-age story. Yeah, something like that. I just recognized the author, and I thought that I would give this author a try. I also picked up The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. If I'm going to butcher names, at least I butcher names twice in a row, right? The Kite Runner is about a young man growing up in Afghanistan, and I've heard that it's heartbreaking, and everybody seems to have read this book when it was first published, and I just never got around to it, so when I saw a copy of it, I thought that I would try it. Last but not least, I picked up The Year of the Flood by Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood is one of my favorite authors. This is the second book after Oryx and Crake, and I do not own this or the third book in the series. This edition is so gorgeous, and it was in such perfect condition that I thought, oh well, I'll start collecting this edition now. Yeah, that's everything I have. I can't believe I made it through that book haul without my child screaming. So I am going to tell you goodbye.
Bye. Hi and bye.
Oh, they're all popping in. Okay.
Hi and bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.